Shahzad straight away. Oh, he's on the move. He's on the run. Where is he going? Shahzad. I'm not so sure that's too wise to go walking down the pitch. One or two of the Pakistan players thought it might have been a touch. Babar Azam, I think he's keeping his counsel as captain here.
It's a swing back in that you're worried about as a right-hander.
This is Joe.
And just because of that, Shahzad coming down the track, making sure that LBW
yes, I am.
is out of the picture, but the ball just slid away from him.
Management tool.
Yeah.
So you got clicked on. Now he's employee of the month.
It's true.
This is, well, no swing yet. Here. No swing from Shaheen Shah
today. Today's day of cricket, and next delivery. This has been played to the fielder at third man.
In the power play, he searches for that swing and goes so full. If you look at 33%, that is very full, and then length goes hardly goes short because he knows that it's working with swing. And normally when he swings and it finishes within those stumps, so very accurate as well.
West Indies beating Bangladesh on the last
T20 career. His economy is outstanding. Low percentage of boundaries, bowls full and fast, swings the ball either way, the tax the stumps.
He very exciting teams. Pakistan,
not yet,
on top. They won 2 big matches earlier, and it's Afghanistan, Scotland the other day, annihilated them. Today they are here facing Pakistan, top team in this group, and trying to make a mark against such a good team. Next delivery, Shaheen Afridi bowls, and this one wraps him on the pads. There's a loud appeal, looking like missing the leg stump. Umpire's not interested. And yes,
very
excited
excitable right now, Shaheen.
But, the review timer is on, and Pakistan deciding to take the review or not. A lot of consultation happens once the ball hits the pad or the bowler feels that the batsman is near getting out. But I think
that he was missing leg,
and not going
I think
to
he's
go
right.
up, not going to take this review. So
well,
no harm done. Afghanistan 3 for
in the end. Babar trusting Rizwan
to start off 148 kilometers an hour.
That bowlers have when they know exactly. And it wasn't there then.
Getting that right into the lens delivery in the crease.
Well, that'll feel nice, even if it's just one.
Movement there, and hence the review was not taken. 4 for no loss is the score right now. Afghanistan after 4 deliveries. Here comes Shaheen Afridi. This time he's been driven towards the sweeper cover fielder who's inside the circle. One run will be taken easily, and Shahzad is the man who takes that one run. Afghanistan now 5 without loss after 5 deliveries.
Stars for both
very
teams.
Good match, a great contest between
as a
bat
player,
and
you'd
ball.
be disappointed if you're not shown on that
right
list.
in front of us. This is Dubai International Cricket Stadium.
Well,
Afghanistan versus Pakistan. Afghanistan won the toss and backed themselves to bat first, and they're out there in the middle. 5 for no loss. This is over number 1. One more delivery left, and it is Shaheen Afridi, that man who destroyed India the other day in the first match, picking up 3 wickets, including the one of Virat Kohli, the Indian skipper, who got 50 that day.
It's not out, Shaheen. It's not out.
Emulate whatever he did the other day.
Got a ball straighter.
Yes, absolutely. I think he's the man
gone.
responsible for Pakistan. He's the spear, the attacking bowler for Pakistan. Meanwhile, next delivery, this one is a full toss delivery, hit on the pads, again down, going down leg, and that will not be given out.
Right.
Again, the other timer is on,
doesn't look right.
And they're still consulting, but I think it was going down leg. It was a full toss delivery, but it was going down leg.
Yes,
3 seconds to go, and they've taken the review.
For LBW.
Well, they are chancing their arm here.
On-field is not out.
The first look which we had, it looked like it was going down
Let's
the leg side. And yes, Zazai missed out on that opportunity. If he could have made a connection on that, he could have used the pace of Shaheen Afridi and got a boundary for himself. Unfortunately, missing out. But we'll wait as far as the decision on the review is concerned. A closer look now.
Well, clearly going down leg. I think that is a review gone wasted. The Pakistanis are already on their way to their fielding positions because this is definitely going down leg.
Impact outside
will not be given out. So Pakistan's review has been lost, and it is going to be the end of the over as well. 1 over up. Afghanistan are 5 without loss. And now that means that Shahzad will be the man who will be taking strike from the other end, while we see Imad Wasim with the ball in his hand, the left arm spinner, who will be bowling in the power play. Again, one of the few bowlers, few spinners who actually like to bowl in the power play.
And we've seen this so often in this tournament, Shoaib. The captain's opening with pace attack from one end and a spinner from the other, probably trying to gauge what kind of assistance can their bowlers get, and then changing their bowling accordingly, and also depending on the batsman's left-hander or right-hander. So a lot of kicking going into it, and it is Imad Wasim.
That'll be a wide
he has
start.
a very good economy, just 6.35 runs he gets. He's got one 5-wicket ball, best 5 for 14, and he will be bowling to Shahzad. And this delivery,
standing in his 35th T20 international.
Outside the leg stump, starts with a wide, not a good start for Imad Wasim.
Yes, it was sprayed down the leg side and right for the wide. It was just a loosener coming in from Imad Wasim, but you can't be bowling looseners to that dangerous man, Mohammad Shahzad, because he will absolutely pounce on every loose delivery. Another good delivery this time on the pads. He's flicked that towards the square leg fielder. Will just get a single and get off the strike. He's on 3 or 4. Zazai is yet to open his account. Afghanistan 7 without loss
in that first over base.
Absolutely, this is going to be an exciting game because
this will be a matchup though. Left-hander on strike, Imad prefers bowling to right-handers with that swing back in.
Both the
now
teams
the ball
have
will
a point
almost
to
swerve
Pakistan
away
has come into this
from
whole tournament, missing out on a couple of tours, and they want to show the world what a great team they are. They're full of talent. They've done so well till now, beaten India, beaten New Zealand, and Afghanistan also have a point to show. A lot of things happening around the world in their country. This band of cricketers is here to tell the world that, look, we can, under any circumstances, play well. Next one is played behind the wicket to the fielder there.
That seam position, the ball always going to swerve away. No run. Chance of that spinning.
Good, sedate start by Afghanistan. 7 for no loss. As long as they don't lose wickets, they hang on there. These batsmen have the caliber and the guts.
Oh, top edge, it's gone nowhere.
It's all about playing on the merit for Afghanistan. Just not
Harris Ralph takes the catch, and it's a good catch.
Strength. And that is what is not required right now. It's gone up in the air towards the short third man fielder. Harris Ralph is coming underneath it. He takes a catch. Wicket number 1 down. And it is Hasratullah Zazai who falls victim to Imad Wasim. The first wicket of Afghanistan has been taken.
The ball swinging away and he's gone next side. So
Hasratullah Zazai, you have to walk back.
I think the pace outdid him there, and a bit of inexperience being displayed by the Afghan batsman. A lot of guts, a lot of courage, but he was never the pitch of the ball. Got an edge, just was able to sky it, and it was a good fine catch there by the fielder there, and that is Rao who picks up that catch. Afghanistan lose their first wicket, it's 7 for 1, it's over number 2. And not a good start, not the kind of start we wanted. All credit to the Pakistani bowlers.
New Zealand doing excellence in quality.
Yes, absolutely a vital breakthrough for Pakistan in this second over of the game. Rahmanullah Gurbaz is the new man in, who will be giving company to Shahzad. So they have a lot of batting in their lineup, but it is important that their top 5 actually perform with the bat so that they have a good total to defend in the second innings, because there might just be a factor of the dew coming in today, and if that happens, it will be easier for Pakistan to chase down a total. So that, keeping in mind, you need to get to a decent total, maybe around 160 is what you should be aiming for. Another good delivery from Imad Wasim, coming into the right-handed Shahzad, plays it cautiously towards the square leg fielder. Will just be a single.
Catch this from Harris Ralph.
That
it was
one
up
run
there for a long time.
Move on to 8 for the loss of 1 wicket.
So, do you think Afghanistan, Mr. Trick, I mean, they won the toss and they know about the dew factor, or was it that they wanted to make a very bold statement and said, we will take you head on, and they went into bat? Don't you think they could have held themselves back and decided to
had the one match
first and
in the Pakistan Super League?
Well, to be honest, actually, 8 out of the 9 games that have been played so far have been won by teams chasing first. So definitely that should have been considered. And as I rightly said, the dew factor will also come into play. But I read that Mohammad Nabi wanted to give their batters a pressure-free environment to go and express themselves, and that is why he's decided to bat first.
Conventional mode.
Meanwhile, it is coming into ball, and good delivery often
hands in front with the spinners, which is a good way to play him out.
No run there. Probably they've already won the first
very
match.
Good over from Imad.
So that allowed them to take
one.
this decision. You know, as what you said, Mohammad Nabi said, I want my batsman to go out there and play. Meanwhile, the second delivery coming up, and this is a little short of length again. Quite late on the onside. Dot balls. And Afghanistan are 8 for 1
instant hand sanitizer.
Zeppelin, সুরক্ষার পাওয়ার আপনার হাতে।
Yes,
Luxurious milky finishing ও antibacterial property সমৃদ্ধ Berger Luxury Synchronization শুধুই গ্ল্যামারাস প্লেন আমার স্মৃতি
have the advantage because 2 overs happening in bowled. They have managed to get a very important wicket of Hazratullah Nazai, who was looking very dangerous in the first game against Scotland. We saw him hitting a few balls out of the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. So definitely Pakistan would have wanted to see his back as soon as possible, and that is what they've done. They've managed to get a wicket.
Here's got to just settle down a bit. He's trying to bowl express pace, which he can.
Afghanistan won the toss, chose to bat.
Oh, where are you going? I just feel that there's something happening here. I'm just watching Shahzad doing a bit of a dance as he plays.
He's facing Shaheen Afridi. Good delivery, but he defends well. Three fielders forming on that ball.
Went up pretty high.
No chance of a run. Afghanistan 8 for 1.
A good ball again from
time,
Shaheen just right outside
Just
the off
about
stump.
4 seconds, so it took some catching, it took some
as
being
Guy
very
always
calm
mentioned.
underneath that.
He
And
got
done Harris
the
Rowe.
Jeffrey boycott.
That's
Shane
right.
Bolt would have run 45
So that
meters,
is where
wouldn't
you need to bowl as a fast bowler, and that's where he's been doing
Bouncer
that.
must be a wide.
And then the odd delivery comes
I
right up.
think he's
into
telling
the
Shaheen
ball,
next
coming
time
into
I
the
might
right hand.
just
That is where
nudge it over
Rohit
the
Sharma
keeper.
fell to that delivery. So expect that one coming in.
He
This time a short delivery
hostile,
from
aggressive
Shaheen
with the
Shah
ball.
Afridi
We
to
know that.
Shehzad. And Shehzad doesn't like to be
Sometimes, Bess, you
provoked.
can try
We
too
know
hard.
how
Sometimes
dangerous he is. Expect a
you
big
are
shot
so
coming in
fired up
from
with
Shehzad
adrenaline.
on the very next
Feel the
delivery.
adrenaline is boiling
Absolutely,
here.
and well, Shaheen
Shaheen.
Afridi will
Nothing
have
wrong
to
with
reload that. And one more run added.
He can bowl
to the
quick
total
and straight.
Afghan team. That was just flying over his head there. And practice so far.
Oh, he's gone after him. Over extra. That should have enough on it. Hassan Ali will not cut it off. It's 4. First boundary of the
Very, very
match.
interesting game.
That's why he likes it.
Dogs. Oh, what a nice shot that one. Running away to the boundary. Cover boundary. 4 runs.
Ground erupts with
Well, what did I just say? Expect a big shot coming in from Shehzad. He doesn't like to be provoked. And that one was played right from the meat of the bat. Played it over the extra cover fielder. And Shehzad, the dangerous man, has come to the fore. You can't be bowling. You can't be provoking this man. Once he gets going, he actually gets going. And that is what exactly has happened. Played it over the extra cover fielder. He's got 4 runs. The first boundary for Afghanistan.
Full it is.
So this is a different brand of cricketers
you
here
going,
which we are
Ramanullah?
watching. A team like
Everyone's on edge,
Afghanistan
yeah.
having so much of issues, political issues in the country, to come out, play at the big stage and play so well.
Preparations for this
Delivery.
huge
This one is
contest
also
were
played very well.
underway
Right from the
early
middle of the bat,
today.
but straight to the fielder. Want to take a run.
Ground staff preparing
What's going to happen?
Dubai International Stadium.
13 for 1.
The pitches, the outfield, and the commentators all in early. Shane Watson, Nasser Hussain,
The right-hander. And that is exactly what
and Spider-Man. Who's that? The man behind the mask. That was
towards the short cover
that was
fielder.
Watto,
No chance
Shane
of any
Watson.
run there whatsoever. That is good short ball. So 2.3 overs gone. Afghanistan
Right, now the
are
slip
31.
has come
Rahman
out.
Gurbaz is yet to get off the mark. Shehzad is scoring rubber ball 8.
Oh, has he got enough? No, he hasn't. Babar Azam takes the catch. And Shaheen Shah Afridi strikes. He hasn't been at his best, but
Very
that was
beautifully,
good
but
enough.
straight to the fielder.
Shehzad.
And he's livid with himself.
Pakistan
By playing it
celebrates
straight to the fielder
another
there.
Afghan
And just when he
Pakistan
looked
wicket.
good, he hit
Shehzad
that
is furious with
shot
himself.
before that.
He's gone for
A
8.
fourth. He has given his wicket away.
Yes, again, you need to control nerves in a big game like this. You can't be just going for
The back of the
glory
length this
shots all
time,
the
not
time.
full
Yes, it
enough.
was a full length delivery.
And just hits the bat hard. It's too much pace from
Found the fielder at mid-on.
Shaheen Shah Afridi. Babar Azam with the catch, and Pakistan and on a roll. Shehzad not happy. Almost breaks his back, but that's the second wicket down. He's out for 8. It's 13 for
Absolutely. I
এইটা
think
নেন,
Pace outdid him there. He was
তোমাদেরকে
not able
লেবুর
to
গুরুত্বটাই
control of
বুঝাতে
that
পারলাম না।
shot at all and
ত্বকের জন্য লেবু যে কতটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তা বুঝেই আমরা মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলকে তৈরি করেছি লেবুর নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন সির গুণ দিয়ে। তাই ত্বকের সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষায় ভরসা রাখুন শুধু মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিতে।
This is over number ball had a mixed over.
দেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর প্যারাফিন পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি, ত্বকের যত্নে মায়ের স্পর্শের মতোই বিশুদ্ধ।
India and Pakistan and Afghanistan need to up their game. They need to be able to counter or do something, put up a good score as far as Pakistan bowling is concerned. Fine bowlers.
Afghan former captain is in at 4. That was Casey. Afghan former captain, and this is the end of Shahzad. He never really looked in control of that shot, and he just finds Babar Azam at mid-arm.
So no chance for any run whatsoever.
That last delivery was, yes, Baba, you liked that, didn't you? Yes, you did. And you didn't. Yeah, the shots that give you headaches. That last delivery was 151 kilometres an hour. That's express. You get a speeding ticket on the motorway with that.
Bending is bad.
Look at these speeds.
Thought, they've only got 2 victories, and this is Afghanistan, newly placed Afghanistan.
Nothing beats that.
No way.
You want to be high there. 151 is probably as high as it can
Afghanistan
go.
taking this game very, very seriously. So a great contest in the offing for us.
Yes, all the deliveries above the
In our fantasy
140
league,
mark,
the most
one
selected
super
players in
delivery
this
is that.
match, Babar
But other
Azam,
than that, I think,
Shaheen
he's been
Afridi,
right.
if you picked him, you've done
The
well.
entire
Mohammad
tournament so
Rizwan,
far,
Rashid
Shaheen
Khan,
Afridi against
and
India
Najib
did well against
Zadran.
New Zealand
All, of
also
course,
bowled
everyone is
really
in
nicely.
form.
And today
Everyone's
as well,
showing
he's looking in his
what
rhythm.
they can do.
He's looking very dangerous.
Najib
He's the
with runs
bowler
against
of the
Scotland.
tournament
Rashid,
so far,
4 for 9
Shaheen
against
Afridi
Scotland.
was,
Mohammad
making
Rizwan
those,
with
lightning
runs
fast
against
deliveries
India. Shaheen
making
bowled
life
magnificently versus India.
for the batters.
There he is, the spin doctor, the
Absolutely, I
maestro.
think, all the other teams in the group
Last ball of the third.
watching him very, very closely. They
Looking
are
for the
aggressive.
Yorker. Doesn't land it.
To actually
3 gone, 13 for
the
2.
game, keep him away because he is a very, very dangerous bowler. And this one is
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটিক মেশিন, খুব একটা ঘরে ঘরে ব্যবহার অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
Oh, yes,
বিকাশে খরচ কমছে, ক্যাশ আউট 14 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
Fire Dubai International Stadium. It's like I said, almost full. A lot of Afghan supporters, Pakistani supporters are
Afghanistan.
in the stadium today enjoying this game.
A 13 for 2. And it's going to be Imad Wasim, who's now picked up 24 wickets in his career in the power play. He's so effective in the power play. His economy is below 7. It's 6.5. Those are superb numbers. And he's not a big spinner of the ball. He's not a turner of the ball.
absolutely.
Goodness me, that sailed over into the stands. Ramanullah Gurbaz. Oh, that made a good noise.
This one, what a shot is that?
Good piece of
He's
hit.
hit it big,
He's absolutely
high,
smashed it.
and
The
gone
noise
into
off
the
the-
crowd. 6 runs.
And once it was hit, the noise from the ground matched it. When the distance went high as well,
It went high,
It's
almost touched
slot sweep of
the
no.
lights of Dubai International
Ramanullah
Stadium,
Gurbaz
and
has
then
got a
landed
career strike
into
rate of
a crowd
180,
full of Afghan supporters,
143.
and that is such a great sign.
And he is targeting that deep mid-wicket area right there between square leg and mid-arm.
That one has gone
What?
right to the center of the Afghani supporters.
Gorgeous shot that was.
Absolutely. What
Noise
gorgeous shot was that?
all around the ground.
And, the environment here, the
Taken away from
atmosphere
him.
here,
Spot.
at the Ring of Fire,
That's all right.
this is Dubai International Cricket Stadium, electric here, with supporters of both the teams turning up in large
19
numbers,
years of
supporting
age.
their team. And Imad Wasim, next delivery, after being hit for a 6, this
The
one is
power
played.
behind that, it was absolutely in the middle, but
Square leg.
when he struck it, the head position, all that so still. And everybody in the ground knew it was 6. Once that No aids off the back came.
Wickets, but they won't stop scoring runs. They won't stop playing those shots, and that is
You'll
why
get a
so
more
they
measured
take that
approach
learning, that template
from
Windies
Asghar
cricket.
Afghan.
Just won a
His
very
strike
close
rate,
game
career
against
strike rate is
Bangladesh.
around about the
So very
110,
similar
115 mark.
in that sense of the game.
Good comeback there.
And he normally consolidates when
Keeps the batsman
early
quiet
wickets
there.
have fallen. That's what he's got to do. Oh, trouble, yeah, trouble. It's got to be a good throw. The throw wasn't good enough from Rizwan. He had much more time. He had much more time than he realised.
This one got him on the pads. And it's all happening here.
Down from the non-strikers.
Well, there was no way Afghanistan would have not lost a wicket there.
There was no run on the Rizwan.
And
it was not a good enough
there
throw.
was not able to collect the ball, could not break the stumps.
He just rushed it. Well, everybody was rushing it.
Well, let me just
miscommunication, but Rizwan just rushed the throw. Didn't steady himself. Disappointment.
Wrapped on the pads, no bad at all. The ball just trickled
Easy
away
game from up
towards
here,
the
I
square
guess,
leg.
but everything is so frenetic out there, and the noise, it's the
ran away
occasion.
to take that single. Asghar Afghan was not too convinced.
Hello. Asghar Afghan, silver square.
Nowhere close to that non-striking.
Well, maybe he was annoyed with the time as well. Measured approach, watch measured approach. He's absolutely smoked this leg side. It's gone flat and it's gone far. It's gone with the swing as well. So make sure it's hitting with that arm.
What a cavalier looking batsman is Afghan. I mean, he just saw that delivery in his zone, stepped out,
Oh, they love that.
and striked it over the mid-wicket boundary. 70 meters, lovely six there, and absolutely has lit the stadium on fire here.
Oh, the run for four would have been spectacular. 17 from the over, 4 gone, 30 for 2.
Oh, great, right? তো বলিস কি না সুন্দর কেন থ্যাঙ্কস বাট নর্মাল টি এখন নিশ্চয় পার্লারে না ডিরেক্ট পার্টিতে সবাই তো জিজ্ঞেস হবেই রিভাইভ ময়শ্চারাইজিং লোশন ডাবল ময়শ্চারে ডাবল কেয়ারে বিউটিফুল স্কিন রিভাইভ ময়শ্চারাইজিং লোশন
বিকাশে ক্যাশ আউট সার্চ কমছে আর সেন্ড মানি তো ফ্রি
This atmosphere inside the Dubai International Stadium is just wonderful for this match. We expected it. Pakistan, the informed team, with 2 great wins. Haris Rauf, now the 27-year-old. That 4 for 22 there. Those were his numbers against New Zealand in Sharjah just 3 days ago. Economy is 8.6. Yes, you'd settle for that. He hustles, he bustles, he's high-spirited, he's full of energy. He's come through the Lahore Qalandars development program, and they've made a real product in Haris Rauf. Here we go. Fine leg is up inside the circle, so he can't drift down leg side. Can't go down there, not too far down there. Oh, he'll have to dive, and he does. Somebody slow this game down.
It's almost a late decision of coming back for that second. In the end, he really had to hustle. He wanted to straight away. Asghar Afghan not so, but almost. Fakhr Zaman, that throw just slightly slow.
He is home safe and sound. It's a good cricket overall. Played in the gap towards the square leg and then ran hard.
That's a good dive. Fakhr Zaman, the fielder, he's got a good arm.
Presence of crowd, a good crowd at the Dubai International Stadium. The second best before the first.
That'll do. That's all right.
At the same venue.
Just keep an eye out for the pace that Haris Rauf will get through. 149 clicks that last one, so he'll test out the middle of the wicket, and he won't be shy of bowling the Yorker either. Second fastest delivery with 152 kph. That is serious wheels.
He catch it. Simple. Harris Ruff. Midas touch. He's quick. And he's on to Afghan in a flash. He looked like he was tipping him leg side. At 143 kilometers an hour, it's too fast. He shakes his head. His stay is a short one. He's gone for 10.
Yeah, short of a length again. It's back up a length. And then Oscar Rahwan just thought that it was a dink into the leg sides. Too quick, extra bounce, and he's off. He's in superb bowling form. Pakistan, a lot of pace. Oscar Rahwan, 10 is 33 for 3.
কেউ ভাবুক আর না ভাবুক, নিজের এবং পরিবারের সুরক্ষার দায়িত্বটা রাখুন নিজের হাতে। ব্যবহার করুন সেপনিল স্যানিটাইজিং হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ।
সুরক্ষার পাওয়ার আপনার হাতে। আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার। বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটিক মেশিন। উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
Wickets down, it's all the threes, 33 for
Well, the new bat is Karim Janat, who's actually the younger brother of Asghar Afghan, who's just gone. Oh, searching, probing Yorker. Outstandingly delivered.
Attack with the batting. I don't have to rethink that strategy a little bit. So Ralph comes in again. Blocked away, dug out wide.
153, that is 95 miles an hour. Delivery to first up, you don't want that.
And that equals the top delivery by South Africa's Henrik Makia at 153. Has he got a bit extra? Can he get it to 154, 155? Go on, Harris Rao. Oh. So Karim Janat, whose top score is 53 against Zimbabwe earlier this year in Abu Dhabi. This is the wicket.
Yeah, pace and a bit of extra bounce. Just not sure of how to play that. Trying to turn it to leg maybe. But it doesn't matter. Pakistan well on their way. This man again.
Oh, it's hitting the top of the bat. It's such menacing pace. It's hostile. And he's bowling straight. 4 for 22 against New Zealand in Sharjah. Its best figures. Again, he bowled quickly. Bowled at the death as well. Bowled good lines, good lengths. So a slip for this last ball of the 5th. Flicks it. Third, it's gone way into the rows. 4 or 5 rows back. 6 off the last ball of the 5th, 39 for 3.
Yes, it's going to be 6.
ডেলিভারি নেয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ডওয়ার দিয়ে হাত ধুয়ে থাকুন, সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10।
দাঁতের শিরশির অনুভূতি থেকে আরাম পেতে ডেন্টিস্টরা সেন্সোডাইন ব্যবহারের পরামর্শ দেন।
Shorter boundary of the ground. 5 overs gone, Afghanistan 39 for 3 run rate.
9 runs off that over. The wickets.
39 for 3 from 5, so 1 over left in the power play. And if you're just joining us, as these people are trying to do, this is T20 cricket on speed. Must be infuriating to have made the effort to come to the ground and then be blocked at what is the final hurdle. Everybody trying to get a view of this potentially thrilling contest. Well, I'd say already thrilling contest. Now, this ought to be caught. And it's caught, Babar Azam. Oh, Afghanistan, you're playing it in their hands. Nasser's alongside.
Yeah, they continue to take wickets. What an atmosphere there is out there. Real emotion from both sides. Gurbaaz has gone for 10. 39 for 4. All action cricket. Boundaries, not many dots. Tried to drag it from outside off, got the toe end of the bat. Babar Azam's not dropping that. They've been brilliant in the field, Pakistan. They continue to impress, and Afghanistan continue to lose wickets.
Great shame, because he's a fabulous player. Nominal Gurbaaz goes for 10, and it's 39 for 4.
লাক্সারিয়াস সিল্কি ফিনিশিং ও অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল প্রপার্টি সমৃদ্ধ বার্জার লাক্সারি সিল্ক এমলশন শুধুই গ্ল্যামারাস দেয় আমার স্মৃতি রামিনা।
কিন্তু প্যানেলের গ্যারান্টি শুধুমাত্র কমতা এলইডি দিচ্ছে প্যানেলের 4 বছরের গ্যারান্টি। বুঝতেই পারছেন কি হবে স্মার্ট ডিসিশন। কমতা 7 দিনের মধ্যে সবটুকু।
Too much score runs on the board.
Well, you don't see Hassan Ali miss his target much. He's a very consistent bowler at a lively pace, good competitor, good thinker, and that will infuriate him. A real freebie for Jannat.
Infuriate skipper as well, with fine leg being out and having just got a wicket. A real freebie. Go on, just clip it and get it past short fine. You'll have 4. He did.
Yeah. That is exactly what is happening right now. One boundary, and then there's another wicket. 2 boundaries, and then another wicket. So that has been the story so far. This one just down the leg and guiding it on.
Just need a bit of calm, I think. It's all very well.
Good luck with that today.
Well, but you know what I mean. The full-on approach is understandable, and it's the brand of cricket that they want to play. But at the moment, they've just got to settle down, because they've got to give this fine bowling attack something to bowl at.
Good leg delivery from Hassan Ali, played confidently, defensively, with the right technique, the short cover fielder.
Hassan Ali bowling at 136 kilometres per hour. Just checking the no ball here, the third umpire. It was close from Hassan Ali. And, yep, it is a no ball, a free hit.
Where does he go? Well, there's plenty of places to go. Almost where he wants, except deep back the square leg. What a good bit of bowling. I said Hassan Ali had a great temperament, and there's an example of it.
They've always had Yorker bowlers. They've always had it over the years. Free hit, fire in the Yorker. This was back of a length, as with the Ralph wicket, just bowled back of a length. Plenty of seamers have done that in this tournament. Not much pitched up. Hang time, air time, plenty of air time. 4.31 seconds. Good catching again from Pakistan.
And he's stolen a single. That's great running. Hit it and go. When you're confident, you've given yourself a split second in the placement of the ball. Have a look at this batting card. It began with Afghanistan choosing to bat first, given that only one of the matches so far in the Super 12 has been won by the side batting first, and that was Afghanistan against Scotland. It was something of a surprise, and they came out blazing every gun that they had. I mean, it was brilliant cricket to watch, but you just feel they might have pushed too hard. You also felt that Shaheen Shah Afridi tried to bowl a bit quick. Everybody was just frenetic. So too the crowd, loving every second of this contest between two neighbours. That is our new batsman, Najibullah Zadran. Calmly tucks in behind the ball. I mean, it's very much a sort of statement match, isn't it? With so much flair on show and so many cricketers hyped.
Yeah, and you'd expect, say, in Australia or in England or South Africa at this stage would be saying, right, we need a partnership. We've lost early wickets, we need a partnership. It's whether Afghanistan see it like that, whether they can afford to keep getting. I do think they need to just suck it up for a while.
Well done, well placed. 2 words blocked into 1 there. It's a pretty good shot. 6 gone now. The power play's over. 49 for 4.
All action power play.
দেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর প্লাটিনাম পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ত্বকের যত্নে মায়ের স্পর্শের মতোই বিশুদ্ধ।
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটিক মেশিন। উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
ডেলিভারি নেওয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধুয়ে থাকুন, সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10।
বিকাশে খরচ কমছে, ক্যাশ আউট 1014 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
The umpire's happy to just tidy up the ball. It looks like the seam, the string of the seam effectively is loose, and he's going to take a bit off it now. That's what he's doing. Chris Brown, New Zealander, former policeman, is the umpire, and we get Shadab Khan for the first time today. This hugely gifted all-round cricketer with his wrist spin and batting and fielding and energy and good brain for the game. Here we go. Karim Janat on strike. Good sort of 140 bowler too.
Is when Najib gets on strike, which he isn't at the moment. They'll get 2. 50 comes up for Afghanistan with Shadab bowling. The left-hander will target that shorter boundary. We saw it the other night. It was a bigger hit the other night in the India-Pakistan game when Rishabh Pant tried to hit Shadab out the ground and got the top edge.
Yes, he just hit 2 remarkable shots, almost one-handed, hadn't he? Certainly one-handed in the follow-through.
Yeah, and he took on the long boundary. If Najib gets on strike at that far end, I'm sure Shadab will bowl some wrong-uns. It was a wrong-un to Rishabh Pant the other night.
Yeah, Shadab's always in the game. That's one of his strengths. He loves to thrust himself into the action. There's a nice mixture of the leg spinner, the googly, the chop spinner. Without ever being a big spinner of the ball, he always just turns it enough. He'll be pretty conscious of that. You're trying to hit against that spin, particularly on a slowish pitch. It's played all right, though, this surface. That's good over. Really good over. Just a couple from it. 51 for 4.
শিরশির অনুভূতিকে দ্রুত হার মানান সেন্সোডাইন র্যাপিড রিলিফের সঙ্গে।
মাঝখানে ভ্যানিলা ক্রিম আর 2 পাশে বিস্কুট, ইয়াম্মি মজা। তাই এখন ক্রিমও খাও নিজের স্টাইলে।
নিউজিল্যান্ড ডেয়ারি এক্সেলেন্স ইন কোয়ালিটি।
বিকাশে ক্যাশ আউট চার্জ কমছে, আর সেন্ড মানে তো ফ্রি।
You get this wonderful sense of joy from these crowds. The occasion is every bit as important as the playing of the cricket itself. They bounce off each other, a lot of humour in the banter.
A lot of colour as well, Mark. We were both out there doing the pitch. Colour around the ground. It's phenomenal.
We pretended we could hear each other.
Exactly, yeah.
We just made it up.
The moment the Afghan captain won the toss, they went absolutely ballistic.
And the Pakistan fans went ballistic because of the Afghan decision. So it gave Pakistan the chance to bat second. Imad Wasim back into the attack. And safe, just. Imad Wasim, that's slow for him. He's an over-the-top bowler, fires it in at middle and leg to right-handers, doesn't give batsmen any room. There was a mean back of the length, over-spinning ball, and that for him is a lot of flight. And a touch of turn, just a touch.
Start again from Imad Wasim, just outside off.
He's out to the power play, and the power play he doesn't toss many up because there's only 2 fielders out. He has tossed a couple up here. Modern spinner does worry about just going up and down. They tend to disappear out the ground. That's 2 he's flighted. Will he go back to his usual dart?
By Afghan standards, Zadaran has played a lot of 20-over cricket. He's an experienced player. That might be what they need right now. Just somebody to settle those nerves and build a partnership with Karim Janat. I said Shaheen Shah Afridi tried to bowl very quick. He did bowl very quick. 9 dot balls in that, 1 for 8. Him and Harris Graf together have some opening attack, probably the fastest combination in the tournament.
Try and get out the over now. 4 very good deliveries. He'll go back to his usual darting in. He'll take singles every time with these last 2 balls. That's 1. This could be back-to-back good overs for Pakistan with their 2 spinners. No let-up. It's a wonderful bowling attack. The pace, the swing, and now the spin.
It's very unusual. And a good stop needed to be. Fast return, that's good cricket. 8 gone, 55 for 4.
Got away with that one. It was a poor...
এইটা তোমাদেরকে লেবুর গুরুত্বটাই বোঝাতে পারলাম না।
ত্বকের জন্য লেবু যে কতটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তা বুঝেই আমরা মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিকে তৈরি করেছি লেবু নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন সির গুণ দিয়ে। তাই ত্বকের সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষায় ভরসা রাখুন শুধু মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিতেই।
দেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর ভ্যাসলিন পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি, ত্বকের যত্নে মায়ের স্পর্শের মতোই বিশুদ্ধ।
Here comes Shadab. And it's such a lift for the bowler to see your guys on the boundary throwing themselves to save you a run, whizzing the returns in. It's all part of the energy that Pakistan have created.
Now here is that situation I was talking about. Najib, the left-hander on strike. The ball should be spinning in. Shorter boundary, leg side. It's tempting where he's looking. But remember, Shadab can bowl top spinners and googlies and bring the top edge into play.
Got about 60 metres to play with. If he's going leg side,
6.86.
maybe exactly sort of mid-wicket, might be 63, 64 metres. But by today's standards, it's not a big hit. Thus the temptation. Oh, the reverse. And a 4 from it. What a shot that is. That's outthinking your opponent.
Sure is. Everyone talking about the short boundary. I'll reverse it. It's a full toss, mind you. Got the perfect ball for it.
It's a lovely shot.
And just a flick of the wrist. Great execution.
Afghanistan losing 60 now for 4, and so Lloyd joins us. Big surprise. It's a fantastic run. Afghanistan, there's always something going on here.
Oh, it's a bit unlucky there.
Some fireworks, we've got some wickets, eh?
Now Shadab wants to get out of this over clean. He's had a single and a boundary from it. End of the 9th. 52 in it, and there's 4 in it. So he's got out dirty, not clean. Very good over for Afghanistan. 9 gone, 64 for 4.
Should just.
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটিক মেশিন, উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
বিকাশে খরচ কমছে, ক্যাশ আউট 1014 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
Bounced on that delivery and they made sure he played that in the gap towards the back square leg for 4.
Talking with Dale Steyn, I think it was, maybe Shane Nixon the other night, about that last ball of the over and how much focus a captain or coach puts on it, and can you overthink it? How big is this? Not big enough, nowhere near big enough. All the wickets keep falling. Very difficult to build the sort of total you need against Pakistan if they keep falling.
Pakistan was so cool underneath that. It wasn't a difficult catch. He just stood there and took it as cool as you like. Just a bit of bounce from Imad Wasim, trying to slog it to the shorter boundary. That was cool. Look at that. Too easy. Halfway through the innings, Imad Wasim into the wickets. And that goes for 15. It's 64 for 5.
Towards the mid-wicket, it was not in the range as well. That is why that ball was not timed and an easy catch taken by Fakhar Zaman.
Drinks break.
Wasim who gets that wicket. Karim Janat has to walk back, scoring 15 of 17. Afghanistan are 64 for 5 now.
এইটা তোমাদেরকে লেবুর গুরুত্বটাই বোঝাতে পারলাম না।
ত্বকের জন্য লেবু যে কতটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তা বুঝেই আমরা মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিকে তৈরি করেছি লেবুর নির্যাস আর ভিটামিন সির গুণ দিয়ে। তাই ত্বকের সম্পূর্ণ সুরক্ষায় ভরসা রাখুন শুধু মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলিতেই।
দেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর ভ্যাসলিন পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি, ত্বকের যত্নে মায়ের স্পর্শের মতোই বিশুদ্ধ।
ডেলিভারি নেওয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধুয়ে থাকুন, সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10।
দাঁতের শিরশির অনুভূতি থেকে আরাম পেতে ডেন্টিস্টরা সেন্সোডাইন ব্যবহারের পরামর্শ দেন।
So it's a scorecard that strongly favours Pakistan, and what we've seen is exciting, but I don't know, is it too frenetic, Nasser, do you think?
Yeah, it is. It hasn't been smart batting. It's been passion over common sense and intelligent batting. But that's the way they play the cricket. Also the decision about the toss. That's what they do. 12 out of 13 times, the last 13, they've won the toss and batted first. Whereas in this tournament, everyone's been bowling first in day-night games. So what do? What the tournament wants you to do, what suits your cricket. They batted and they find themselves 5 down, and the skipper who made that choice is in.
Well, it's particularly difficult. You have to make the cricket decision, but you can't let the you can't deny the stats and the conditions. Anyway, here's the captain, Mohammad Nabi, again a nice striker of the ball. He's out there with Najib, who has 15 from 11 balls, hit 3 boundaries in that. Imad Wasim then to Mohammad Nabi, captain of this Afghan side, and knows that with 11 overs still to bat, there's toe ends that.
He toe ends it because it's slower, and he definitely, Imad Wasim, bowls slower out of the power play. And by bowling slower, he gets that little bit more bounce. Again there, just up and down, a bit slower. Power play, he darts it in. So almost like there's 2 Imad Wasims out there in the first 6, and then after that. There you go. Look at the change in speeds. Middle overs 85.6 on average. But he still has that quicker ball past the edge.
That's a wicked delivery. Could knock off stump out of the ground. That could. Brilliant. Comes off that forefinger.
Ooh, no, straight through to the wicketkeeper.
Just the one in it. Stay calm. Really good over. A wicket and a single. One ball remains in it.
Still, they took the chance and they came up with that. I think the Cavalier brand cricket.
As Colton bowled earlier, Harris Ralph in his follow through. I don't think the ball stopped in the pitch. I actually think that Asghar Afghan got too early at it, just so tense, gripping the back tight, shoulders tight, was hard at the ball, and popped it up to him. Oh, 10 overs gone, 65 for 5.
This game also comprehensively.
ভাবছেন ঘরের বাতাসেও জীবাণুরা করছে কিলবিল? আরে যদি থাকে গ্রিল, নো চিন্তা, ডু চিল। গ্রিএসি, এতে আছে অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়াল ফিল্টার যা প্রতিরোধ করে 99 ভাগ জীবাণু। গ্রিএসি একটু বেশি ঠান্ডা।
বিকাশে ক্যাশ আউট সার্চ কমছে আর সেন্ট মানে তো ফ্রি।
Anybody Naib, next man in. Just need a little partnership here. Ask the spinners to do anything later in the evening, providing there is no dew. They need to try and eke out a score of that 130, 140 perhaps, if someone has a good back half with the bat. But all about Pakistan at the moment. Spin to deal with from Shadab Khan. Evening to you, Shane Watson.
Thanks for having me here, Simon Dool. It's just been a very busy game to watch so far. There's been a lot of emotion, over emotions, the beautiful passion as well from the Pakistani fielders and Babar Azam when they've taken wickets as well. And this is how much it means to both these sides. They know, both of them know how big a game this is. Pakistan know how big a game this is. Because Afghanistan can turn it on when they want.
Still can't get it through. Yeah, they're a side that over the years, depending on who they've been playing, have been able to defend those scores in around that 140, 150. Even lower at times. Just a slightly different kettle of fish tonight, though, with the quality of this Pakistan side.
For me, the standout has been Harris Ralph. He's just something else. Yes, Shane Shafridi set the game alight, in particular against India, but Harris Ralph's energy and in the field as well.
Wrong into finish and a very tidy over, 11 gone, 67.
Very, very interesting.
কেউ ভাবুক আর না ভাবুক, নিজের এবং পরিবারের সুরক্ষার দায়িত্বটা রাখুন নিজের হাতেই। ব্যবহার করুন সেপনিল স্যানিটাইজিং হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ।
সেপনিল, সুরক্ষার পাওয়ার আপনার হাতে।
Just continue to stream in here. That's just added to the intensity of the whole ground. Just beautiful to see the passion of the Afghani fans, the Pakistani fans, and it's just filtered onto the field with the players as well.
Sonali around the wicket to the left hand. That's the colour, isn't it? First time we've been stuck in a traffic jam coming to the ground as well. It was early. We were here. Well, we left 3 hours before the start of play. We're still stuck in a traffic jam trying to get into the stadium. It's crazy.
There's plenty of very passionate Afghani fans as I was driving in, coming in as well. You hanging out of their cars, waving the Afghani's flag. Very cool.
Lovely slower ball from Hassan Ali.
All the costumes, all the passion. It's absolutely beautiful. The pride and joy in their countries shining through.
Well, we talk about the colour in the crowd. Afghanistan fans, for those who might be feeling a little bit down right now, take a look back at 2014 in a magic moment.
Chapecola brings up his half century with the winning blow. What a great win for Afghanistan in the end.
First ever win in a T20 World Cup for Afghanistan against Hong Kong in Chittagong, Bangladesh. Reminder for those that may not, Mark Chapman, who's now playing for New Zealand in this tournament, 38 of 43 for Hong Kong. Marcus Barkat, Atkinson and Tanweer for Hong Kong. Afghanistan getting the job done. Nabi was around. Shapur as well. Dalwat Zadran and Shahzad helping Afghanistan to their first ever win in a T20 World Cup. Fond memories for many, I'm sure. It's tidy from Hassan Ali.
Nice and accurate from around the wicket, Hassan Ali. Just not giving Najib any real room there. Even if the ball's a little bit wider there, just because of that angle from around the wicket, it's meant that it came off the top half of the bat. Shadib Khan, who's electric at backward point, anywhere he fields. Inside the circle, moves laterally very, very well.
And again, on cue, Shane Watson, on cue, Shadab backs you up. 67 for 5.
ডেলিভারি নেয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ড ওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধুয়ে থাকুন সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10।
দাঁতের শিরশির অনুভূতি থেকে আরাম পেতে ডেন্টিস্টরা সেন্সোডাইন ব্যবহারের পরামর্শ দেন।
Afghanistan 67 for 5 at the completion of 12 overs. Scoring, but at the same time need to conserve their wickets.
Excellent running. Shadab Khan thought that was going to ricochet his way. The thing that I love about Afghanistani crowds and the Pakistani crowds and the Indian crowds as well, in particular Bangladeshis, how much fun they have at the ground. They really do. Yes, the Australians in particular normally need some Dutch courage on board before they really can enjoy themselves, but not required.
Yeah, 100%. They live for it. They're passionate about it. Flags, the colours, whether it be the face paint. So much of it. Great to see them back in the grandstands as well throughout this tournament. Two this time, no.
You can see what Nabi's doing here. He's just trying to drag out this innings a little bit. He's seen how frenetic the innings has been so far.
The strategy should also be multidimensional.
Nabi can come from ball one and hit boundaries. We've seen that throughout his whole career. He's as good as I've seen, the way he comes in and finds the middle of the bat. He's just trying to make sure that give the Afghanistan team something to bowl at, to be able to bring their world-class spinners into the game.
Onslaught has to happen in a timely fashion. It cannot happen right now.
Swung away, short side, plenty of it. Enough. 6 for Najibullah.
Shadab Khan just got a little bit too full with his wrong one there. Najib just reacted beautifully. Not premeditating that sweep shot at all. Just saw it's a little bit full, a little bit straight. Oh, got the middle of the bat right on that. 72-metre-6. Beautifully struck.
First 6 now.
Oh, great response. What a great response. The Robin from Shadab going across. Rizwan picks up the catch. 6 and out for Najibullah. And it's wonderful bowling, wonderful skill of this Pakistan expert. Najibullah Zadran goes for 22.
Trickle off his bat, straight to the wicketkeeper there.
What a reply from Shadab Khan. And he got it wrong the ball before, and that was perfectly pitched. Rizwan watched him beautifully.
He knew he touched that.
See the excitement. Error ball the ball before, perfectly executed the next one. That's a skill this young man should have. It's not really what Afghanistan really wanted at that stage. 76 for 6.
দেশের একমাত্র 100% পিওর ভ্যাসলিন পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি ত্বকের যত্নে মায়ের স্পর্শের মতোই বিশুদ্ধ।
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটিক মেশিন, উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
ডেলিভারি নেয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ডওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধুয়ে থাকুন, সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10।
ঠিক আছে, খরচ কমছে। ক্যাচ আউট 1014 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
And 76 for 6. What's the biggest strategy? Just play around, keep the game as deep as possible till 20 overs, back to 20 overs.
Badin Naib is the new batsman. He was the skipper back in 2019 in the World Cup in England. End of Shadab's spell. 4 overs, 1 for 22, 76 for 6.
Yes, they could back themselves.
কেউ বুঝুক আর না বুঝুক, নিজের এবং পরিবারের সুরক্ষার দায়িত্বটা রাখুন নিজের হাতেই। ব্যবহার করুন সেপনিল ডিসইনফেক্ট্যান্ট স্প্রে।
সেপনিল, সুরক্ষার পাওয়ার আপনার হাতে।
তেমন নাম তেমন কাজ।
এনএসসি ন্যাশনাল এগ্রিকেয়ার এসো স্বপ্ন ফলাই।
What a start for his team.
One thing that I love about Shadab Khan is he's very aware of what his role is within the Pakistan team. First of all, it is to be able to just be economical through the middle, to be able to just try and apply a bit of pressure so the batsman can't get away in the middle overs. But deep down, he's a wicket taker. He's always looking, especially if he hasn't got a wicket. That last over, the fourth over, is always the wicket taking over he's looking for.
Big shot. Just to change the mind.
Ross back, he goes for 4 straight away. Thickish edge. Down to the boundary for 4.
Bangabandhu, he is an experienced campaigner. Just sitting back, you can see him deep in his crease. All he's going to do is use the pace, use the length. The Paris route, beautifully placed. The awareness of the fielders. Bangabandhu, very, very skillful, whether it's with the ball in hand, with the bat in hand as well.
Thinking, absolutely. Enticing him, giving him the bait, and then after that, bowling very good.
You said he goes searching a little bit in his last over, and this is a brilliant wrong in though, Watto.
Yeah, he pitched it beautifully. Pitched it beautifully, the perfect wrong and just a little edge as well, so the keeper didn't have to do too much work. Here's one. Beautifully taken, beautiful hands. And Shadab Khan, very excited. He's got that wicket he was looking for in those middle overs.
No run there. No run there. Harris Ralph, exceptional tonight. Just have a look at this. It's a bowling coach's dream and an umpire's dream. Look how far back he's releasing the ball from. That foot is not getting anywhere near the front line. No issues for the umpire. I know it's called upstairs now. But there is absolutely no issues of him overstepping, having no balls, which is so costly. Free hits in this game, so costly. I like it. And when you look at his speeds as well, which we'll bring up, he doesn't lack for pace. So it's not like that extra foot and a half is going to make him bowl it any quicker.
We'll all be within 5 runs of each other.
Every fast bowler normally is trying to get as much as they possibly can, pushing that front line, but not Harris Ralph. Not the way he's bowling. Not at the moment.
Not bowling out wide, but not no balls. I felt there might have been something on there. Rizwan didn't hear anything. Neither did he. Brown thought they might have. He bowled 2 no balls in his career.
The bowler wants to
over 500 balls.
Got behind.
You can see why.
I'll tell you one thing. The people who would be very happy that he doesn't bowl no balls, is the batsman who he's bowling to in the nets. Nothing there. A lot of the time when you're facing the real fast bowlers in the nets, they're normally over the front line by a little bit. But I would be surprised if Harris Ralph is not just bowling a long way behind the line, look after his mates.
That's a lovely shot. Beautiful timing. Mohammad Nabi with a boundary.
Mohammad Nabi. That is a beautiful shot. It's like the ball just sits so deep in his bat. The timing is just effortless. Didn't try to overhit that, sitting deep in the crease again, and just a little bit of movement as the ball was right under his eyes, head going through the line of the ball.
Something on that, he got a lot on that.
And Babar Azam was not really wanting him to bowl that ball. Obviously he wants the ball to be a little bit shorter than that. Doesn't want him to free his hands.
Sign language, Phil. What was that half volley for? So just talking about the speeds in that over, 144. The one we just showed you where he was a foot and a half behind the line. Slower balls, 153, 145. So everything with pace on above 144. So he doesn't lose a lot. And okay, you might add 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 if he gets another foot closer, but he's just saying, I've got no interest in bowling a no ball. I do not want to give up a free hit. Making the umpire's job very, very simple. Let's stick with it. A little bit of room to overstretch if I want to put some more effort in. Not that he needs to. 14 gone, 86 for 6.
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটেড মেশিন, উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
বিকাশে খরচ কমছে, ক্যাশ আউট 1014 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
Oh, it's a magnificent sight, isn't it? Thousands of people crammed into this wonderful stadium, and it is a great stadium. Always a little bit taken aback when I turn up here, sit in this commentary box. It's a very privileged position we sit in. The ring of fire, they call it here in Dubai. Ground staff, Toby and his team do a magnificent job. Sonali just losing that one a little bit leg side. Well, the ICC and UNICEF are asking for greater commitment, connection and conversation around mental health, also around physical well-being. talking about the mental health challenges can be hard, but it is very important, particularly for us men. We don't like to talk about that sort of stuff very often. Have a look at some conversation starters and tips if you like. Speaking of tips, how about a batting tip, Shane Watson? Give us an explanation on that.
The batsman.
It's a beautiful batting. Mohamed Nabi's just, he's not premeditating at all. I love he's just sitting there waiting for the bowler to make a mistake. Hassanali, change of pace, just floated out a bit too much. Didn't bowl it fast enough. And that is a beautiful follow through. Hit it right under his eyes. Impact right under his eyes. So didn't have to overhit it. Right in the middle of the bat.
Well, takes on this time. Races through to Rizwan.
Majestic, absolutely.
Mohamed Nabi, he will know. For him to be able to score, to be able to get a total that they potentially could defend or something to bowl to. Hassanali is the bowler that he does have to target. Shane Sharafridi's got 2 more overs left. Haris Ralph's got 2 overs left as well. So if he really wants to put a bit of heat on Hassanali, this is the time. This is the over.
Pushing for 2, but it's not on. Big win against Scotland first up. Afghanistan, 130-run win. They were far too good. Scotland, Pakistan tonight, Namibia in a few days' time at Abu Dhabi. So they'll just make their way down the highway and ensconce themselves in Abu Dhabi perhaps for the next 3 games. 31st and 3rd, then a nice break through until the 7th, their last game, which is against New Zealand down in Abu Dhabi.
Some more, they wouldn't mind. They would think it's just the powerful course.
If we ever try to explain the game of cricket to somebody who doesn't know anything about it, it's not easy.
Bit of angle in. Pakistan's fixtures as well have played the so-called 2 big guns in their group so far. So the 3 big guns with Afghanistan tonight, and then Namibia and Scotland to come, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. Doesn't seem to matter where you find Pakistan at the moment in this tournament. They have been exceptional in the early parts.
Pakistan have been an absolute treat to watch. The firepower they've got with the ball, skill through the middle, and their openers, Rizwan and Baba, has been a treat to watch.
Tell you what, a big Matt Hayden's chest is a bit further out nowadays too. It doesn't get much further out than that chest, but I bet it's poking out a little bit more nowadays.
I haven't seen him poke out his chest as much since he stopped playing, actually. With his bat in hand, and now his chest is out, and as it should be. The Pakistan batsman, I believe, are very privileged. Matt Hayden, the insights he has on the game, he was an incredible technical batsman and also mental batsman.
Add to that, just a little bit of big boy power as well. And Big Doss doing a great job. 15 gone, 93 for 6.
শিরশির অনুভূতিকে দ্রুত হার মানান সেন্সোডাইন র্যাপিড রিলিফের সঙ্গে।
মাঝখানে ভ্যানিলা ক্রিম আর 2 পাশে বিস্কুট, ইয়াম্মি মজা। তাই এখন ক্রিমও খাও নিজের স্টাইলে।
নিউজিল্যান্ড ডেয়ারি, এক্সেলেন্স ইন কোয়ালিটি।
বিকাশে ক্যাশ আউট চার্জ কমছে আর সেন্ট মানি তো ফ্রি।
Like a flower.
So 5 overs to go. What can Afghanistan get up to? Their fans will hope they'll get up to, what, 130, 140, but 6 wickets down. We need some magic from these 2, maybe a bit of magic from Rashid Khan. Afridi's got 2 left. Impressive figures again. 2 overs, 1 for 8.
A little muted because of the fall of wickets. We're still in this. 5 overs remaining.
Fire sees firing Shaheen Afridi coming into ball now.
A couple of Afridis in the ground. A wave to his fans. Shahid Afridi, Boom Boom is in the house.
And in the crowd, there is another big cricketer. Shahid Afridi, Boom Boom Afridi.
Could well be over shoulder height. It is, it's a wide.
Still, the pace is up, 86 miles an hour. That's Pakistan's hit Afghanistan with pace. It's been Shaheen Shah Afridi, and then it's been Haris Rauf. That frenetic start to the game was because Afridi was bowling at such pace. Yes, Imad got the wickets. Yes, Pakistan got control. But it's that extra bit of pace that really hits you.
That will be for overcorrection. Bouncer, leg stump, half volley, flipped away by Gulbuddin.
Oh, fine shot there. Beautiful.
Just the delivery you want at any stage of your batting. Down the leg side, just help it along, slip it away. Timing there, but it's the pace of the bowler used.
Gentle connection. Frustrated, cross with himself there. That was a freebie.
145 wicket gains. Absolutely. We back the underdogs always.
He's back on it. Get a score, Afghanistan. Get a score for your spinners. Give them something to bowl at. 140 on a pitch that would have been used twice. So far, very steady stuff in the power play, out of the power play. That's what wickets do for you. The opposition cannot get away from you when you get wickets in that power play. 20 overs becomes a reasonably long time. Good stop, half stop. It should only be a single. It is. Fielding has been good from Pakistan. 100 up for Afghanistan.
Catch that at point.
The intensity has been really high throughout the game, and it's shown in the fielding. Shadab, excellent. One of the better fielders. He appreciates that. He knows Pakistan are on song.
Yes, you see the gesture from Shahid Afridi.
So, Clive, if you had family in the ground watching, did you play better or worse? I think what did you do? Yeah. You'd have a bit of pressure as well, maybe.
Into the gap and run.
He's coming in again. Let's see who that in. Steers that on the offside.
Shaheen Shah Afridi over the years. Pretty upright. Now slightly slingier. And maybe that's because of a lot of white ball cricket, and back end you want to be slingier and get the ball to reverse. And when he started off, he was more a conventional swing bowler. Now he can reverse it as well and make sure that he doesn't provide the batsman any width.
And bowls a good Yorker with that slingy action as well. End of the over, 101 for 6.
Really comes in again, and
আমাদের বেকম্যানদেরও আছে কিছু সুপার পাওয়ার, বেস্ট ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস, বেস্ট অটোমেটেড মেশিন, উদ্দেশ্য একটাই, ঘরে ঘরে এমন অসাধারণ কিছু মুহূর্ত তৈরি করা। ইটস আ বেকম্যানস ক্রিয়েশন।
বিকাশে খরচ কমছে, ক্যাশ আউট 1014 টাকা 90 পয়সা।
struggled.
Out back in, and that's made a difference.
Yeah, it's been very impressive in this tournament at the start and at the end. 4 overs for Afghanistan to get up towards 140.
4 wickets as well. Shots here, it could be probably even 130 or 135. That'd be really
The other man who's been very impressive as well, Haris Rauf now. Oh, into the pitch, he'll bowl back of a length quick, and then those off cutters that he bowls. Flip leg side. Fielding has been good, and that big boundary on that side. Talking about good fielding. Plenty of it. Harris Ralph himself over his shoulder. Not an easy catch, an important catch. It was pretty easy from Babar Azam, but the ground fielding on the boundary, very good. Keeping from Rizwan, there was a brilliant tape for the googly that Shadab bowled.
17.
There is that slower ball.
Ralph, again, that's a slower one.
He's been excellent with the gloves. Fantastic overall. And to his batting to that. And as you could always watch Pakistan, and they've been up and down, but this is one of those tournaments where they're just riding a high.
Yeah, I've always felt they're a good tournament side. So when England played them in the summer in 50-over cricket, they lost comfortably to a very weakened England side. But out of tournament cricket, they're up and down. Woof. It's a beauty. It's turned him round in an S there. And even Rizwan found that amusing. Yeah, in a tournament, watch out for him. Good seam position there. It's a beauty.
Once you've got a couple of bowlers who are on song and bowling in excess of 90, it becomes quite difficult. And I think that Pakistan tonight especially have hit Afghanistan with pace. This man on screen and then Haris Rauf.
Yeah, the one thing they've done wrong, I think they pitched it up a little bit too much to Nabi. Nabi 21 from 24. I think they've got to carry on bowling back of a length to Nabi when he gets on strike. These are the variations he's developing. You think he's up at 92 miles an hour. Your beans are going as a batter, you're hyper, and then suddenly the slower ball comes, deceives you.
And that too into the pitch, which is important. You don't want to float it up. You want to be back of a length. You've seen this in all the UAE venues where you go back of a length and keep it there. Even at the back end, sometimes it's better off just bowling length rather than searching for the Yorker.
Mikel is a very innovative pitcher.
I'll search for the Yorker. That's his variation. All going Pakistan's way, and you can see Nabi's getting frustrated now. At the non-strikers end, he's been off strike for a long time. He wants to get back on strike. He wants to get into hitting mode. They've soaked it up for a while. They need to find the boundaries with himself and Rashid Khan when and if he comes in.
19 deliveries to go, and you're thinking, well, 30 runs?
Another cutter, drag leg side to the bigger boundary. And again, Nabi's going to lose the strike. 104 for 6.
এনএসি সুপার কোয়ালিটি হাইব্রিড ধান বীজ জনকরাজ।
ন্যাশনাল এগ্রিকেয়ার এসব স্বপ্ন ফলাই।
বিকাশে ক্যাশ আউট চার্জ কমছে আর সেন্ড মানি তো ফ্রি।
The 17 done, and Afghanistan won the toss, elected to bat. Really Hassan Ali and Haris Rauf to finish the overs off. But Babar Azam, well, he likes to chase, so they will be well happy with the way that the toss went, and obviously then the bowling. Afghanistan want runs on the board. Right now, it doesn't seem like it's enough. They need a little blitz and somebody to have a 10-ball 20.
Ali coming to his last over, 17 runs, 50 wicket. Afghanistan 104 for 6.
3 overs to go. They need a cameo from someone to find the boundary. Probably the end that's been bowled by Hassan Ali. It's a shorter boundary, leg side. This is the over they might target. This is the over they target, that shorter boundary, leg side.
slower length ball and picked up leg side. Just in that zone. He's always targeting that leg side, and just Hassan Ali spinning the ball back in, and it's smashed away.
Smart batting, wait for the shorter boundary, leg side, 2 right-handers in. Now what are Pakistan going to do? Can they hide the ball outside off stump? Every plan has worked so far, but Hassan Ali knows that this is the over, they're coming after him. And this is the over the Afghan fans want boundaries, leg side.
I'm still there for 115, but I'm also going to be 110 for 6. Once you ran. You'll stay.
Even though it was a slow ball. This one wants the field changing. I reckon he's got to try and hide the ball outside off. Wide Yorkers. We shall see.
Bang in the middle. More speed 131. Went pretty flat as well, so 12.2 meters.
Will there be a change of plan? Will he hide it outside off? He goes full. Drag leg side in the gap. That should be 4 more. It is. 10 from the first 2 balls of Hassan Ali. Afghanistan on the charge.
He's going to go for 4. That's beautiful.
Gulbadin with his muscle.
4 more.
Goes full ball, just drifting back in, so the angle takes it leg side, but he struck it really well. Shorter boundary, but straight in the gap.
Plenty of advice now for Hassan Ali. The skipper's gone up. Rizwan's gone up. Shadab's gone up for a chat. Field often tells you what they're trying to do. I think they're changing it now. The fact that another man's gone out offside, surely this means hide it outside off. Hide it away from the short boundary. That's what the batters now talk about. Watch out for the one hidden outside off. You can see backward point boundary, mid-off boundary.
Does he now walk offside? Is that ramp shot in play?
Outside off, it was there to hit again. They should come back for 2. They do. Left arm throw.
Hassan Ali has got away with that one. Not the delivery that he was supposed to bowl with. The field set. He's gone for the slow one into the pitch and is almost perfect in that hitting zone leg side. There's that 6. It looks a pretty good shot wherever you look at it from.
Right in the hitting zone though. Right in the arc of the right-hander. Needs to hide it from that arc. Can he go again here, Gulbadin? Over extra. Not timed. There is a man out there. There are 2 of them. And they work as a pair. There's a man really good.
Smart batting though. He knew the ball outside off stump. Hit it over extra. Pakr Zaman, well, he's done really well. That is absolutely fine.
Very well struck, very well. Look at that.
All these runs saved could be vital in an hour and a half's time.
Sliding dive there.
Good batting though. Didn't just swing aimlessly. Went to that offside. Long on in play. Long on. No, it goes through him for 4. Brilliant over this for Afghanistan. There's still a ball left. And they've had 18.
Again. And who's to be forced?
It's gone quickly, it's gone flat. Shadab maybe just thinking about the catch.
Exciting stuff here, Richard Supply Boyd.
And it's hit right off the meat. It's gone travel to Shadab. Shadab wanted to bring out that big dive, but in the end, wasn't there.
More and more Afghan flags have gone up every delivery this over. They're fan. Look at that, 164, 224. Can they finish with another boundary? We'll keep the strike again. Hassan Ali throws. Brilliant over for Afghanistan. 19 from it. 123 for 6.
Gets it on his back pad and the ball is
ডেলিভারি নেয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ডওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধরে থাকুন সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10
and it is
single.
Just keeps happening this over. So free hit. Already it's been the over that Hassan Ali is trying to end, and it's not ending.
I think he knew that Hassan Ali. He just turned round. He wasn't going to his fielding position. As they were checking, I reckon as a bowler, you sort of know you're close, if not over. Shadab trying to calm him down.
The whole stadium has come alive. It's electric.
Wow. All of a sudden, the momentum is
20 from it. Last ball. And finally, Nabi gets on strike. What's it long on? It'll just be a single, an expensive over. 21 from it. 125 for 6.
Down the ground. Is going to get.
ডেলিভারি নেয়ার পরই লাইভ বয় হ্যান্ডওয়াশ দিয়ে হাত ধরে থাকুন সুরক্ষায় 10-এ 10
দাঁতের শিরশির অনুভূতি থেকে আরাম পেতে ডেন্টিস্টরা সেন্সোডাইন ব্যবহারের পরামর্শ দেন।
25.
Trouble. Innings together. Good partnership between both of them. Absolutely priceless there. 22, 25. Looking from the other end. Sansan will go on and then stay at the wicket. Just 2 more overs left.
It's going to be Ralph, which is the right move because the left armour bowling the 20th with just the angle going across will help protect the shorter boundary. So he's got his bowlers the right way round here. Afridi going across the right-hander. And Ralph just bowling it into the pitch to the longer boundary. Much needed momentum though in that 17th over, correction 18th over. Leg side, bigger hit, doesn't go to the sweeper, just a single.
It's Ralph coming in. Batted away. It's going to be
50 partnership of just 36 deliveries, and that last over has put pressure back on Pakistan. You're looking at maybe 130 now. That goes to 140, maybe 145. And obviously will be banging into the pitch. Occasionally he'll try for the Yorker as well.
Bring back himself here, Gulbadin, to take on the big boundary, or can he scoop it up over short, fine leg? It takes on the big boundary. This time they might think of 2. No, the fielding's good.
That's going to be runs.
Big game this evening, 2 big games tomorrow as well. First up, we've got South Africa playing against Sri Lanka. That's from Sharjah, 2 p.m. local time. And then the big one tomorrow night. England against Australia. 2 unbeaten sides in Group 1. Go head-to-head, 6 p.m. here at the Dubai International Stadium. Edged. That should go away for 4. It does.
That turn was just brought in before this delivery, and what happens? The outside edge races away. Always a chance with that big swing. Almost face off at the edge. Well, nobody's stopping that.
What a good edge on there. Good throw. No fielder there. Third man boundary. 4 runs.
Chances.
Himself to calm down in not a very calm way. It's the way they play. He's going to be swinging himself off his feet again here. Hits hard. Can the sweeper get round to that? No. This is a brilliant partnership now developing. Afghanistan back in this game.
That's lovely.
That's been top leg side. That's been right off the middle. It's the big boundary. It's hit it so hard. Forces it onto the bats in the gap and it's gone flat. It's bounced away.
Dividends for this team, and this time it is the captain. Now he's getting into the attack, who's been scoring at less than run a ball, and now he's his strike rate here. What a good shot.
What a game we've got in here.
31 runs off the last 10 balls, 42 off the last 3 overs and 4 balls. Much needed momentum. Can they get back for 2 this time? No is the call from Nabi.
Enough comes in again, and again the batsman gets 7 runs. Good looking, but he's got a single here.
So now with this last delivery, Irish Rauf has third and fine leg in the circle. The offside is the way to go. You bowl into the pitch, probably preempt that by giving yourself a bit of room, maybe. Now there's a change in field again. Or not. Long off, just outside.
Dragged away, that will be 4 more. 15 from the 19th over, 140 for 6. 36 runs scored. That's 2 overs.
Wow. And suddenly 150 looks on target. Poor delivery, well, it's really tough with fine leg and third in the circle. Either way, you're going to be punished. Swivels around.
কেউ বুঝুক আর না বুঝুক, নিজের এবং পরিবারের সুরক্ষার দায়িত্বটা রাখুন নিজের হাতেই। ব্যবহার করুন সেপনিল ডিসইনফেক্ট্যান্ট স্প্রে।
সেপনিল, সুরক্ষার পাওয়ার আপনার হাতে।
33 of 21, Nabi 32 of 29, and well, all our predictions are out of the window. 140 for 6 deliveries to go.
স্বপ্ন ফলাই
19 overs gone, 140 for 6. Shaheen Shah ready to finish the innings. Just that angle to the right-handers makes it slightly more difficult to go leg side. That's why every side loves a left armer.
So 64 for 5. 76 for 6.
As a brilliant Yorker, Shaheen Shah Afridi. He may have different plan from Ralph, who went into the pitch. Will he go to his Yorker early? Length, misses out there. Nabi was deep in his crease.
Depth bowler here, and he gets pulled away, and that's just going to be a single there.
And just a word now, you're probably telling Gulbadin that he'll aim for the Yorker, so just hang back.
Very good shot, just
Also the option of maybe opening the face. Third and point and fine leg in the circle, so behind the wicket is also an option.
Brilliant, brilliant partnership from these two. Can they just keep it going for 5 more deliveries? Get it up above 150.
He comes in. Ooh, a swing and he's got something on it. They're going to put him on a single here.
And just down the leg side, and it's swiveled around. Fine leg in the circle, so an easy shot.
ball didn't come to the mat.
Nabi will try and use his crease here, the depth in his crease, to get some kind of elevation on the ball. He's back, gets the Yorker in, well played, excellent cricket. No two there to the shorter boundary. Excellent cricket there, everything about that, the Yorker, the shot, the fielding.
No, they've settled on one. So, this is good stuff.
Shine Sharply, he had to get it perfect, and he got it perfect. Oh, that's a good shot. Don't know how you describe that, but the shovel leg side work.
Brilliant cricket. Skills on show. Just that 64-metre hit, that's what they're looking for. Angles against them. He's good, this lad. He's good with the new, he's good with the old.
6 now.
He's just going to that Yorker. He's just consistently trying, nailing that. And this is a terrific last over first 4 deliveries.
The next time when the ball of
Since the 17th over, boundaries have flowed, but obviously the power leg side is what has made the difference.
And again, they may come back for 2 this time. Still no run-out chance. Not a run-out chance.
Straight. Ah, there you go.
Chaos. I think there's just one score there. Chaos.
That's surely a run. No.
No.
Went to the wrong end.
He changed his mind. He wanted to go for the second run. He held himself back and he was outside.
Yorker again, that is fantastic.
Fuller was not there backing up.
And after that, he's not getting to the stumps. Direct hit from Barber would have done it. It would come down to that last delivery. The boundary would help the Afghans. 145 for 6. Shaheen Shah Afridi has been brilliant last over. He's bowled 5 deliveries and he's nailed that Yorker every time.
Can they make a 150?
Last ball of the innings, great over so far from Afridi. Just 5 singles. Can he finish off? Now, square leg umpire will have a look at that. He's going to call it a no ball. He's going to call it a free hit on height. Was it above waist height? It was.
No lack of drama this game. Just when you thought that Shine Sharp really had rolled the perfect over. Last delivery slips out. Barber not happy. He's having a word.
I think Barber wants it checked, really. Sometimes they check this from sideways on. Was it above waist height in your normal stance? Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. So, free hit.
Yeah, not the waist.
Three runs from the 6 free hits so far, and they cashed in on the last free hit. This clip leg side should only be a single, so apart from the free hit, a good over from Afridi to end, but plenty of momentum from Afghanistan. A very fine partnership between Nabi and Gulbuddin of 71 gets them up to 147 for 6.
Innings. They've ended up very, very good score.
7.4 runs to the over, but it's all about
Pakistan now, when they come out
these guys on screen. Partnership that means that Afghanistan now have something to bowl at. Pakistan were terrific till the 17th over. And then after that, well, it was all Afghanistan. They were pretty happy with the way it ended. Well, 20 overs, 148, you would take that. But after that terrific start, you would think that Pakistan would have expected more.
Yeah, it depends which way you look at it, really. They would have wanted to chase less because of the position they were in, but remember, they chased down 151 against India to win by 10 wickets.